You came to one of the most popular amusement parks in America, but now you're peopled out. Where should you go to avoid the crowds? Well, I'm here to help you out. I hope you're ready. I hope you're excited. Let's go. All right, here we are at the Millennium Lounge. My very first entry on this list of places to go is the Millennium Lounge, and it is both the best and the worst place to go for a respite from people, because this is not for everyone. This is the VIP lounge that has to do with the Prestige Pass. If you bought the Prestige Pass, then you have a place to come here at Cedar Point to be able to relax and to totally escape the crowds. Like I said, it's the best and the worst place because it's not public for every single person. It does depend on who has it. But you can also buy access to this lounge, which ends up working kind of like your own private cabana for $39.99 if that is what you would like to do. Then you or grandma or whoever can go hang out here while maybe your kids play, or vice versa. However it is that you want to do it, they can hang out here. Let's go in and take a look. And also, I'm extremely tired, so I may end up taking a nap. Let's go. Inside the Millennium Lounge, you can get off your feet for a little while. You have ice water and you have chips that you can get. Whatever it is that you would like that would help you out most. And then there are also TVs to watch. It tastes like strawberry spa water. I love it. They actually have these remotes too, and these remotes do have a TV number on them that you can hook up to the right TV here also and be able to use them. There are also cords to charge your phone. So down here I see an iPhone charger, I see a C charger, I see another C charger, and I see a mini USB port. Along with my water, I got a bag of chips too. Not a sponsored post. Non-stop for like a couple days now. All right, about an hour nap completed and worth it. Now we are off to yet another place where you can get a little bit of respite from the crowds, but this is more of a public place, although I would still say that these are maybe a little bit less, but it's the shows. Inside the shows, you're not going to have nearly as many people running around doing all kinds of crazy things in front of you. If you need to get a little bit fewer people around you, a show is a great option for you. So we're going to go see a couple today, but we're also going to be still talking about other little places where you can hang out and kind of beat the crowds, beat the heat during your day here at Cedar Point. This show is home brew inside the Red Garter Theater, or Red Garter Bar, and it sounds like they've just started. Now my recommendation is always to go upstairs if you can. Still, regardless, you'll get a good place where you can hang out and not have to have quite so many people around you, and always have air conditioning.
Hey, Mr.
got Cedar Couple and Arcade Matt here. We're hanging out. I heard a call.
Everybody.
Arcade Matt's about to go.
A YouTube video from Matt. Matt's very first ladder game.
Okay, so we're gonna watch Arcade Matt crush this. Oh no!
The very first step. Yeah.
Oh! Got someone new. Riley's going. See if he can hit it.
The Matt jump. Let's go. Matt's leap of faith. That's what he does. He gets there and goes, leap of faith.
This was unintentional. Running into Brady and Caitlin was unintentional, but running into them did give me the idea that this is another great place to be able to have just a little bit of a respite from the crowds. You can get off to the side, do a game, do something like that. It's not going to give you much of a respite from the heat, but from crowds, yes. It's going to get you away from people, kind of in your own little bubble to the side of the walkways, which is also a really nice way to be able to do that. Well, I started going toward the railroad right behind me there, thinking I'd probably go see another show. We'll go hit Pep Rally later today, but for right now, we're going to go hit a few things back in Frontier Town and along the Frontier Trail. There's so many places for a little bit of rest, a little bit of relaxation back in this area. These are going to be your hotbeds for having a little bit of solace while you're in the park here. Just a little side place, but if you come down to these tables, great shade and great place that's a little bit out of the way. Plus, there's not really any place really to eat around here. There's a few dessert places, of course, your drinks, and then you have Annie Ann's and Cinnabon and all that kind of stuff. But you're not going to have just like tons and tons of people trying to eat there constantly. So that's going to actually be a really nice place for you to be able to hang out and get a little bit of relaxation and a little bit of cool air to kind of cool you down a little bit. Now, today is a Tuesday. You would think it wouldn't be very busy, but it is definitely a crazy busy day today. And on a crazy busy day, Trail Tavern almost never has people hanging out in it. You can usually find kind of an empty space here. Now, this building is not air conditioned. It can be kind of hot, but it is usually fairly empty. A great place to hang out with friends, just to sit here and talk for a little while you drink a beer, something like that. This is also another great place to be able to relax. You're under the shade of the trees. You're also under the shade of the building, and the windows being open always adds a little nice breeze. Not to mention, you can see the horsies right here. Hi, horsey. Hi. Oh, you're so cute. And then there are also these little tables that you can sit on here too. Aw, Carolyn from Cleveland, thank you for saying hi. You're so sweet. I love that. Here's a picture of her right here. I think she'll like that. So I'll include her in this one. Now, did I not tell you that Frontier Trail was a hotbed of places where you're going to be able to find some rest and relaxation and some solitude away from the crowds out here? Because this is one more spot where you're also going to be able to do that. You have this little settlement here that's kind of like a fort. It's actually called Fort Sandusky. This is a fantastic place for a little bit of relaxation and a little bit of sightseeing also. You've got a few little historical signs that talk about what this area actually was when it was made. And initially, this road, this pathway, was really just simply built for the purposes of being able to get back to Frontier Town, because initially Frontier Town was only accessible by water. But back here you have the jail, you have a couple of different places where you can buy things. This used to be a little shop also, although I don't see it being a shop today. But they kind of trade on and off depending on what's around. They also have the Frontier Craft Company, and they have all kinds of different things in there, and the Frontier Candy Company. We'll go take a quick check into those also. If you're in the mood for just kind of a silly picture with your family, this is also another great place to do this. Classic little stocks for you and your kids to do. And then Fort Sandusky, which I feel like used to be open to the top, and I'm really sad it's not anymore. I would pay lots of money to go up into the top of this. But there are several different things back here also. Just, again, a nice little place to take a little bit of relaxation away from the crowds. Everyone gets taxed by being around people too often or too much. I'm an extrovert and I gain energy from being around people, but does that mean that I can't get tired of being with people? No, I absolutely get tired of it. Everyone does. And sometimes you just need to have a break from people while you're here in the park, especially when it's a very full Tuesday like it is today. Then, of course, like I said, this is the great place to hang out because just down the path, once again from, oh no. These stores even sometimes have live demonstrations. There's all kinds of different things that they make. And a lot of times you actually have handmade goods, which is what's really cool about it. So in here you have candles, you have wooden knickknacks that you can buy. And then once again, some additional hand carvings that are actually being made here inside the store. And then this way, we have the candy store. Your kids aren't going to like anything much better than a candy store here at Cedar Point. But you also have some stuffed animals in here that the kids are going to be into, and gemstones too. But for me, I'm really interested in what's up there. I just want to see all the forbidden places. But you can get all kinds of cute little animals here inside the candy shop. The candy shop is also air conditioned, so once again, great place to get out of the way from other people, but also on top of getting out of the way from other people, you can also have just a nice, cool area to relax, hang out, and possibly buy some stuff that your kids will thank you for later. The barnyard. The barnyard is not open all day long, but it is open during the peak hours, the times when you're going to be the most exhausted. And here you can buy a feed cup or a feed bucket to feed the animals. And they absolutely love this stuff, this alfalfa or whatever it is that they feed them. They go nuts over it. You can pet the animals, you can just relax. There is a place even for just sitting and taking a load off. Once again, it's also in the shade, so it's another great place to be able to hang out. Not the entire petting zoo area is. He doesn't want petted, he just wants food. Which is usually what they're looking for. But if you wanted to relax a little bit, just sitting down here, sending out a few text messages, making some calls, or even charging your phones on the different electrical outlets out here is a great option for you. You can get out of the way of people, get a little bit out of the sun also, and spend some time just giving yourself some rest and relaxation, which we all need here inside the park. Yeah, there are still a lot of people here though, but you can also get away from some of them if that's what you're looking for. And there's just definitely some stress relaxation out of just simply petting an animal. That is a huge thing for me. I'm sure it's a huge thing for most of us. We're here near the water rides, and these rides are obviously very popular. Like, there are a lot of people in this area most of the time here at Cedar Point. But just across the path, there's a vacuum of people that most people don't really seem to know about. So come on over to the J.W. Addington Mill, and you'll find a whole different place with an entirely different vibe. Come on in here and you'll see an actual working mill that was rebuilt in 1971. I'm just going to repeat everything that she says on here, but you can find out all kinds of things about this place. Just sitting here, listen, take a little bit of relaxation. It is a little bit musty in here. That's the only thing I'm going to tell you. And once again, I wish so bad that I could go upstairs. I want to see up there real bad. But unfortunately, I can't. Then right behind this, you can come out here. And once again, you have another little seating area that very few people seem to know about, with this beautiful little brook right next to it. The sound muffles out the crowd sounds, and you can take your food or whatever it is that you have and come sit right over here. Kind of take a moment to eat and to relax, and also to get the sound of water. We all need the sound of water in our lives. Am I wrong? Like, it's relaxing. Am I wrong? By the time you're done with all that, you'll be ready to come back here to Thunder Canyon and to get back in with the rest of people because you've taken some time for yourself. Now, some other places where you can kind of get a little bit of respite, a little bit of R&R here at Cedar Point. Check out the glass blowing theater and the demonstration here that they do. Once again, it's a show because you know how much I love shows. But if nothing else, you can always come back here and relax. But if you're able to actually catch one of the shows that they do, it is very fun to see, and a very relaxing thing to watch. So these guys, they're just doing a repeat, huh? Hey! Outside of that, you can also come in, you can grab something pretty to be able to take home with you in the glass shop here. Things that they have actually made here on property at Cedar Point. Have all kinds of beautiful things that you can find here. Ornaments for your Christmas tree, to anything else pretty that you might want to use at your house, from cups to decorations. Honestly, if you're going to get some sort of merch from Cedar Point, get something like that. There are also some shops right over here. Thunder Canyon Dry Goods is another place where you can grab some different things, shirts, glasses, bracelets, all kinds of different things here made at Cedar Point. Of course, the kids will love the bubble wands, so maybe keep them away from here. Another great place to kind of get a little bit of shade. Look at all these trees. And to get away from the crowds just a little bit. They're walking around you at this point. But also to kind of relax and to listen to some music is to hang out here. You can listen to one of the bands in residence right here. They have all kinds of different bands and stuff like that that are here at Cedar Point in the Bands in Residence program. So go check them out, go have some fun, relax, sit down, maybe grab a meal or even grab a beer from this beer cart right over here. Relax, hang out, let that buzz kind of slowly kick in while you listen to some music. Always fun, always a good way to spend some time. Right here at Snake River Falls, you can see the people in line waiting to ride the water ride that gets you the absolute most drenched. Look at that. But they also have, if you turn around, a little grassy area right here. And a lot of people will even leave clothes or shoes or things like that over here, especially if they can leave them with another member of their party. But I see other things that have been left just by themselves. But yeah, what a great place to just sit down there. I remember taking several naps while my friends rode this monstrosity. If you cross the bridge next to Farmhouse Kitchen and Grill, this bridge is called Cedar Creek Hollow. It used to exist as a part of antique cars that ran right through here just a couple of years ago. But it has since been turned into a restaurant. On the other side of this bridge are several more places where you can relax, get some shade or AC, and kind of get away from people. Immediately on this side of that bridge, it just becomes a much more mellow kind of a place. The pathways are much wider, and outside of Frontier Festival, this is immediately a great place to be able to come hang out. Come and sit on one of the flower boxes here, or come and sit and listen to, once again, some live music at Bands in Residence. We can't forget the bars, and Last Chance Saloon especially is a fantastic place to come and relax. The cool thing about bars here at Cedar Point is that, well, first of all, they are, like it says, air conditioned, or many of them are. But also, people are so busy moving about from place to place that often they don't sit and relax. So you can still find a very, very quiet bar here at Cedar Point when the time comes. Make use of these booths and maybe don't run from attraction to attraction all day long, but you know, just kind of have a moment to yourself. Coming this fall will be Lusty Lils again, or at least this stage will host another show. I believe it to be the Murder Mystery Show again this year, which is perfectly fine by me. But once again, this will be an awesome place. But right now it is closed off. You cannot get back there during the days here at Cedar Point. Unfortunately, I would love it if we could go see Lusty Lils right now also. Once again, that show is a fantastic break from the crowds. Definitely worthwhile. Now, once you get here to Sagebrush Stews, you can go right or you can go left. I promise you, to the right, there will be crowds, because that is where Steel Vengeance is. Instead, let's go to the left and let's discover an area that seems to be more sparsely used. Once again, here you have flower boxes that you can sit on, but there are also chairs and benches that you can sit down in, hang out, relax. I see a vlogger at large right there. A live streamer. Relax, hang out, get some time. There he is, a vlogger at large. A live streamer at large.
Oh, hey, what's going on? What are you doing here? We weren't even looking at you.
Get out of my face. I'm going to go full Karen on you. Now, over here, it may be more busy, but there are still awesome places to relax. People watching is definitely a thing. Take advantage of these little rocking chairs and benches that you can sit on to kind of relax. and look at people, just watch people, make up stories about what their day is. That's always a fun way to just spend some time, especially if you got a beer. You can't spend that time any better. Once again, another place very out of the way are these tables back here by Fountain and Floats, which has rarely been open at all this season. And then also by the Comfort Station and the First Aid. There's just not a lot of draw for people to come back here. So once again, great places to sit, to relax, to hang out, to get out of the way of people. You do have some umbrellas, but there's not a ton of shade back here. It's probably the drawback to this area, but still, great place to come, get a little bit of relaxation in, because you don't need to run all day long. I told you all, Frontier Town, Frontier Trail, those are all just insane places with tons of places to relax, to kind of do whatever you want to do, to not have to just be rushing from place to place, but instead to just settle down for a little bit of time. And that is perfectly okay to do here at Cedar Point. You don't need to be rushing everywhere constantly. I know I do that a lot on videos, but I also take moments like this where I go, hey, today is a relaxation day. And even though I'm walking, I'm not trying to go accomplish a million different things today, because you don't always have to do your Cedar Point day like that. And here we are at Shady Hollow. Shady Hollow is a fantastic place, and around Hollow weekends, this is an even better place. They have some fire pits, things like that. You can come back here, you can relax, you can settle down, you can take a little bit of a nap. They have rocking chairs, you can sit here and people watch. This is such a great area to be able to relax, and once again, nice and shady. So you don't need to worry about tons of sun. You don't need to worry about being horribly hot. Great place to come and relax. Honestly, that is probably one of the best places, the most prime places to be able to take some relaxation here at Cedar Point. Although I still have one better. Keep watching to the end of the video for that. Now you'll notice that Frontier Town has a lot more places that are out of the way and away from crowds than most of the other parts of the park do. And there's a reason for that. When Cedar Point initially made Frontier Town, it was right after Disney had created all of their themed areas. And Frontier Town only opened with 2 places inside of it, 2 attractions. And they weren't like big name attractions or anything like that. So that area was kind of by design and from the very beginning, a very relaxing, simple kind of a place. It wasn't a place with tons of stuff to do. And it also was very disconnected from the park, being only accessible by water and then by train. They kind of added ways to get back there piece by piece, but it is by design that area is so simple. And really, even if you look at the amount of attractions that are there, you have 3 coasters, then you have a whole bunch of food and bars, and then you also have Wave Swinger. There's just not a lot to do. And again, I think somewhat by design, because there's so much value in having a place to relax and to hang out here at Cedar Point. Another place that is nicely off of the beaten path is Backbeat Queue. Come back here, listen to some live music, and relax. Once again, a kind of shady area, not too shady, but a little bit of shade to kind of get you in the mood. And then you also do have a bar here. Of course, you also have your restaurant for your smokehouse, meats and all of that. So this is a great place to relax, a great place to listen to some music. And actually, it seems like it's even getting better by the addition of these trees. Just down the walkway, get off the beaten path with this little area back here where you can eat, have a snack, anything else that you may need. Several different places to be able to sit, different tables, and large umbrellas to shade you. Another fantastic place to relax and to get away from the crowds. Also, this is a place that I find is lesser used than some of the other places here at Cedar Point. So once again, a very fantastic place to relax and settle down back here. A lot of people just seem like they don't really know that it exists. And you also can get some snacks here with pretzels and popcorn and things of that nature. Of course, there are benches all over the park, so you're never at a loss for a bench. If you just need to take, as my daughter calls it, a bench break, then do it. Take a bench break. But there are also some places that are much more out of the way than just the simple benches here at Cedar Point. Because obviously, like, you can take a nap, you can relax on these, but you're going to have people walking past you the entire time you're doing it. Sometimes it's nice to have a place where you can get away from the crowds. All right. Next, right here by Scrambler, you have two choices. And I think really they're supposed to be choices. But most people just go down this path right here, myself included. But there is also this path off to the left. Take the lesser beaten path and go to this little area, because this is a fantastic place to relax. Once upon a time, this was a smoking area, but now it just has a couple of chairs around it, although I would kind of wish that maybe they could have a few more, I suppose, but you cannot smoke back here anymore. Cedar Point is a smoke-free environment, but you can come back here for a little bit of R&R. And sure, there may be a few people here and there that'll walk right past you, but it's not very often. You definitely have a lot more people just hanging out in here. So definitely worthwhile to hang out. And there's even a bar right here where you can grab something to drink before you come back and just kind of relax on some of these beach chairs. So it's definitely worthwhile, definitely a fun place. You can also get a fantastic view of Corkscrew from right here. Definitely a fun place. Right here also are some chairs that are literally surrounded by Corkscrew. So take those. I wouldn't say they're out of the way by any means, but they are a thing that you can do. So definitely take advantage of those. I think those are pretty cool too. And especially they're pretty cool for the view that you can get of Corkscrew right here. Among these, there are some places where it seems like maybe you could go back and kind of lay down. But I've never seen someone do it, and based on the way the landscaping is, the way it kind of forms a barrier around it, I would assume you're not really supposed to. This is the lot where Scrambler used to be, and then you also have a lot over here where Matterhorn used to be, but neither are there anymore at this point. Rule of thumb, if you don't see someone laying in it, probably don't lay in it. There are also some additional shady areas and places to eat and take a break over here. And it is kind of off the path, which is also kind of nice. I just saw all of the performers for the pep rally walking from their backstage area to get up onto the stage right now. So we're actually headed that direction also, but there are a few more places that I'm going to talk about that are a little bit off the beaten path, even here. Like literally they're on the path, but they're just to the side. One of my favorites, at least that I used to have, is the diner. Now sure, once again, people will be walking through here, but it's not the most heavily used path, and you have tons of little umbrellas to eat in. Don't eat the umbrellas at Coaster's Diner, which is pretty awesome. And then beyond that, you have another Maria's Field of Hope, where they're blooming some sunflowers. Now, Maria's Field of Hope comes from Prayers for Maria, which is a little girl who tragically died of cancer, I believe. Prayers from Maria, sorry. And they try to help with childhood cancer, which is awesome. Great organization, you should look them up. But right here is a fantastic place to come and hang out, completely out of the way. It's even on a different level. and you can get pretty much as far away from the crowds as you would like back here. I don't think most people even recognize that this is here, but you have a chance to watch Valraven from here. You can even watch it through the windows, and what a great place to get away from people. This is one of the most primo locations that you can find. Even though I know this exists, I forget about it. So definitely nice that you can hang out here and kind of get away from people. And also there are different places that are a little bit more shady or a little bit more sunny. If you value being away from people, sit over there. If you value being in the shade, sit over here. They used to have a little bar that sat right here. I don't know what happened to it or why it's gone now, but you would think that would be a great place to have a little bit of some chairs and stuff too, and then you could watch the swell tones, which we will be doing later on today. Another great thing to do is take the sky ride. Taking the sky ride gives you valuable moments to be able to relax, and also gets you away from the crowds. You can sit up there, you are above everyone, like you're better than everyone else, like you're the king. So do that, hang out, and take the sky ride. I think the sky ride is worthwhile, especially in that way. Another place just a little bit off the beaten path is this little circle here, where you can actually watch Valraven while you're sitting down, because you are surrounded by Valraven here, which is definitely a cool place. But even cooler than that, and even more useful than that, is to leave these gates. You might think, Trent, what? You're telling me to leave Cedar Point? Heck yeah, I am. And there's a reason for that. Just across the road here, follow this crossing guard. You can find a ton of beautiful places to sit and relax out here. And this grass is up for grabs. So take some time in the shade, take some time in the grass. Take a full-on nap out in the grass out here. It is worthwhile as long as it makes your day better. And that's not the end out here. There is so much more. Out here you get an entirely different view of the park than most people see, because most people don't really recognize that this is a place that they can go. Yes, it's for yacht people. Yes, it's for people who are bringing their boats in. That doesn't mean you can't use it. This is all valid walking areas for anyone to be able to come out into. And out here is the perfect place for a little picnic if you have one. Come on out to one of these yellow tables. Come on out and spread a blanket around the ground and have a little picnic. You have trash cans, tables, and a beautiful view of Lake Erie. Everything you could possibly need or want to spend a little bit of time out here outside of Cedar Point. But you're not far away, but you are definitely away from people. This is a fantastic spot if you're especially looking for some measure of solitude. All of these tables are up for grabs. You can hang out here. And if you happen to bring your dog, there's a kennel out here for $10 a day for you to be able to drop your dog off there. You do need to feed and water your dog during the day, although I think they may water them. They may give them water, and you will need to take them out to go to the bathroom. But other than that, this is a great area to be able to relax, and you should definitely take advantage of it. If you follow this sidewalk back, there's even more down this way. But you guys get the idea. All right, on the way back in, same rules apply. You go through a scanner, empty your pockets if you need to. Same thing, let's go. Woo! The School's Out Pep Rally, which is up right now. Once again, another place where you can have a little bit of relaxation, although you're not going to beat the crowds there. Man, you really would not think this is a Tuesday, would you? It's just a sea of people. Now, if you love a great show, which, I mean, who wouldn't, and you love to be able to sit down, then this show is a great place for you, because you can get away from people, but not. I found him again. Now, if you love a great show and you love to sit down, then this is a great place to do it. It is going to get you off the beaten path, but it is not necessarily a great place to get away from everyone. Obviously, there's still going to be people here, and obviously, you're still in the sun. It's a very hot place, but not a bad place to hang out if that's what you want to do. There is also this area where you can watch it back here in the comfort and shade that you may desire. But for my money, I would much rather watch it way up here at the very front of the stage, even despite the heat. Like I said earlier, another place for some solitude is to come on the sky ride right here. So let's take it together. That is a fantastic, relaxing experience. It is breezy, it's cool, and it also gets you away from a ton of people. So you don't have to worry about anything while you're on that ride. I love it. Now, if you're in the mood for some sweeties, then this area might be a great area for you to sit in. Also, a little bit out of the way and a nice little spot to be able to sit. Or you can once again exit the park. Another great place for a respite from the crowds and even from the noise of the theme park is to come out here to the picnic tables that are set up out here. Now, they used to have kind of a larger area that was set up for specifically picnic tables. Kind of a big covered area. They don't have that anymore. I never used it though, so I'm not very familiar with it. But you can definitely use these. There's even some stuff set up over there and left over there even. It is also nice for RVs. If you have an RV, this is your RV parking lot. If you have something set up for a cooler or things like that, and you can come out here and have some place to be able to eat. And while you're out here, you can even take a quick peek at the old dragster cars sitting right over here. But yeah, one more nice little area to get away from the crowds here at Cedar Point. And in this case, you don't even hear the noise of the theme park other than one roller coaster right here, which you can watch as it goes by. I guess 2 roller coasters. But you don't hear the music, you don't hear tons of people, all of that. It's a nice little place to get away from all of the sensory overload that is a theme park. Are you kidding me? I have never seen a line like this. At least they're opening up a second line. I usually wouldn't think they'd need a prestige pass line at this point, but now I'm like, it'd be nice. I have failed to mention most of the bars, but let's just say Chickies and Pete's, Melts, any of the different bars that you can think of are fantastic places to be able to get a respite from people here at Cedar Point. Taking the sky ride back to the Swell Tones. It's almost 7 now. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be too late to go see the Swell Tones. There were 2 massive lines I ended up hitting, so that ended up spoiling my plans. They're not even there at all. So I already talked about Melt, but yeah, any of the restaurants, always a great respite. Whether you're going there for a restaurant or for a bar. I just realized, guys, I forgot about one ride earlier today. The giant wheel. I can't ride it by myself anyway, but I did forget about that, so I'm sorry. Let's just say we'll add a full hour on to what I actually did, because that's what it would do. For another great spot to be able to hang out right here, this is the spot for moms that don't want to ride Gatekeeper. So Gatekeeper's right here. You can watch your kids ride it. You can even look for them on it, but you do not have to be the one to ride. Or you can just enjoy some shade and sit down and relax for a little bit. Maybe have some frozen yogurt. Any of these circles I usually would consider a nice place to be able to sit also. Not really very shady, but does have a pretty killer view. And if you enjoy people watching or you enjoy just hanging out here on the beach, you can always just watch the water and hang out a little bit, which is always a really fun, nice thing to be able to do out here. And you have these planters also that you can sit on. So that's pretty cool. Or you can sit once again on the circle. Also here on the new boardwalk, you can just hang out on this back pathway. So you have the main pathway over there. This back pathway is maybe a little bit less used. It also does have the Grand Pavilion restaurant and bar. You can hang out here also. Once again, any restaurants or bars are always fantastic places to hang out. A fantastic bar. We've outlined that a lot though. As a matter of fact, if you want to know more about the bars and restaurants here, I have an entire bar review where I ranked every bar here at Cedar Point. Please go check that out if you'd like to. But out here you can get a beautiful view of Lake Erie. Just look at this. This is about the epitome of relaxation and of being able to get away from the crowds here. But this entire place, even here at dinner time, will get you away from the crowds. It is much less busy here than it has been at many of the other restaurants. It's a larger place. That may be part of it. They've also shut down part of it, and that may be also part of the reason. But even with that, we are still not done. I have saved the best for last. So I hope you'll come with me. Let's go. All right, we are headed into the diner to grab some dinner because the Swell Tones are going to be pulling up here in about 10 minutes. So let's go grab some food first. And here they come.
Watch the skies. I hope that they will see the sandy shores of Lake Erie. The dream comes true at Cedar Point. Curiosity running wild.
Up on the right and rolled down the window of a shiny new Jag and challenged me then and there to a drag.
One other fantastic place to make a little bit of a respite is here at the ice cream shop, poolside parlor. Get away from the crowds, get some great ice cream, and get some air conditioning. Fantastic. I told you I was saving the best for last, and I think I delivered. This is absolutely the best place to be able to hang out at Cedar Point and get a respite from the crowds. Come out here. A lot of people don't even think that this is a place where you can hang out, but I assure you, you absolutely can, and I do it just about every single time that I'm here at Cedar Point. And there are so many amenities out here, from ice cream shops to restaurants. We're going to talk about all of them just as a very quick recap on all of them out here. Places where you can kind of get away from the crowds here at Cedar Point. But the number one place that I would say is here, Cedar Point Beach. Come out, hang out on the beach. You can play in the water, you can get your toes in the sand, you can listen to a band behind me. You can, there are 2 different bars that serve the beach out here, and you can just kind of hang out. You can watch people ride some of the different rides, watch as the skyline moves around. There's all kinds of fun stuff here on Cedar Point Beach, and it is absolutely worthwhile to come out here and to hang out. And this is going to give you the best way for you to get away from people here at Cedar Point. First of all, out here you don't just have bars and places to sit. You actually have beach volleyball that you can play too. Get your family or your friends out here for a rousing game of beach volleyball. Hang out. You can, and these are not the only games that they have, but these are classic. I mean, who doesn't like to play a little bit of beach volleyball out here and hang out on the beach? But not only can you play beach volleyball, you also can play cornhole over here. Cornhole is another fantastic place to be able to hang out. Get a buddy and play cornhole together. You can even play that while the band is playing. There's a band right over here, loves to play. Of course, people bring out their own games also, and you'll see a lot of different, like, I always call it slap ball. I don't think that's what it's called. I don't remember, but anyway, all these different games. I don't even know what they're called. Jasminton? I don't even know. But you can bring any of your little accessories out here onto the beach and hang out, or you can go to the sandbar, and the sandbar has all kinds of yummy drinks that you can get out there for a full service drink. Again, also another place where you can listen to the band if they're playing at the time. You can also get some cabanas. I have never checked out the prices for the cabanas, so I do not know what they cost. But ask me down below and I will tell you. Or you can just walk along the beach itself. There are even places where you can rent activities and things that you need to do out here on Cedar Point Beach. One of my favorite places to hang out here on Cedar Point Beach is just here, listening to the beach itself. Just the sound of the waves lapping up on the beach, all that kind of stuff. It is just so much fun. This is a blast of a place to be able to hang out here at Cedar Point. Of course, you can always get into the water, and I do like getting into the water from time to time. It is not some place that I always go though. Like today, I'm not swimming, but this guy is, so he can do it for me. And this is another place where you can kind of detoxify yourself from the crazy that is the park. You can't hear any rides, you can't hear any of the music from inside the park, you can't hear all the people screaming, all that kind of stuff. So the chaos that is constantly beating at you is gone when you're here. There are even other games, Connect 4, and even giant Legos, all kinds of things here with the Hotel Breakers activities team. Walking up toward the hotel, you can see the fire pits. The fire pits are yet again one more thing that is fantastic here at Cedar Point. Take advantage of these fire pits. Sit around them at night, enjoy them. They are so much fun, and another great place to be able to kind of detoxify yourself from all of the crazy of the theme park. One other place, and one of my absolute favorites here at Cedar Point, is to relax inside the rotunda of the hotel. I've said it before, and I'm sure I'll say it again. When my daughter was still taking naps, I would come and sit in these chairs right over here with her, or on the other side also, and just pull up her crib or her stroller right next to me, and we just hang out, and I'd let her take a nap, and I'd maybe get a glass of water, or just kind of, or maybe get a cup of coffee, things like that, and just kind of keep an eye on her, and sit down next to her and watch a YouTube video or whatever I needed to do. And that was always really fun. But what an absolutely gorgeous, beautiful place. Of course, there are also restaurants in this hotel. We've got Perkins and Tomo, and then we also have TGI Fridays. And this lobby is also one additional beautiful place to be able to hang out, sit down, take a load off, and completely detoxify yourself from the stresses of the theme park. So now we're going to listen to Voss for a minute here, and then we'll wrap up this video. Voss played for Hollow Weekends this last year, and now they are part of the Bands in Residence for this year, which is a really, really fun thing. And once again, you can get some drinks here at Sandbar. But yeah, Voss was very fun to listen to last year. So friends, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Tell me what you like to do to escape the crowds here at Cedar Point. I'd love to hear from you guys down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's go! Hey, thanks for watching. I release theme park related videos at least a couple times a week, so press that subscribe button if you made it this far. Also, check out similar videos in the playlist to the right, or find my newest video to the left. Thanks again, and let's go!